First, unwrap the snowball and place it in the mortar, and then begin to grind until it is crushed. Second, unwrap all the paracetamol and then place it into the mortar and then grind it using the pestle. Continue to crush all the paracetamol and then wait patiently until it will become powderized. Measurements: 4 drops of baby powder, and 1.2 ml of distilled water.
After 30 seconds, both the baby powder and the water separated. The water is on the top while the baby powder is submerged. After 1 minute of observation, still the water and the baby powder are separated. Just like the 30 seconds of immediate observation, the water was still on top and the baby powder still submerged.
Snowball with distilled water. Measurement: 1 scoop of crushed snowball using spatula and 1.2 ml, and I add another 1.2 ml of distilled water. After 30 seconds of observation, the small substance of the snowball are still formed. The snowball was not fully dissolved, and the water was semi-white color. After 1 minute of observation, most of the snowball substance was partially dissolved. But still, there are curdled substance. Due to the dissolved snowball, the measurement of the water was increased.
Paracetamol with distilled water.
Measurements: 1 scoop of paracetamol using spatula. 1.2 ml added 1.2 ml of distilled water. After 30 seconds, the distilled water was on the top of the paracetamol. It was odorless. The water is transparent due to the absorption of the paracetamol. Most of the powdered substance of the paracetamol that has not been dissolved by the water was submerged. Of mixing the paracetamol and water, our observation that was not fully dissolved and the water appeared more. Then the crushed paracetamol.
Baby powder with ethanol. Measurements: 4 drops of baby powder. Then 0.25 ml plus added again with 0.25 ml ethanol. Baby powder and the ethanol mixed together, but there are some substances that was not dissolved, and it smells like vinegar. After 1 minute, we observed that the amount of ethanol decreased due to the absorption of the baby powder, and it smells the same.
Snowball with ethanol. Measurement. 1 scoop of the snowball using spatula. And 0.6 ml plus 0.5 ml of the ethanol. When the 30-second lasts, we observed that the ethanol are not clear. There were curly substances of snowball that are fully dissolved. Same like the paracetamol and ethanol. The snowball mixed with ethanol smell like Tanduay Select. After 1 minute of observation, the smell of snowball arose due to the absorption of snowball. The amount of ethanol increased.
Paracetamol with ethanol. Measurements: 0.5 ml of ethanol and added another 0.5 ml of ethanol and 2 scoops of paracetamol using spatula. After 30 seconds of observation, the paracetamol absorbed the ethanol and there were still amount of paracetamol that looks like a sand. And the smell is similar to the Tanduay Select liquid. After 1 minute passed by, there were crystal-like substance of paracetamol. The amount of ethanol decreased, but there were still amount of paracetamol that were not dissolved.
Baby powder with diluted HCl. Measurements: 4 drops of baby powder 0.6 ml and added again with another 0.6 ml of diluted HCl. After 30 seconds of mixing both substances, the diluted HCl appeared more than the baby powder and mixture was pungently and the smell of the baby powder is odorful. After 1 minute, still the HCl appeared more than the baby powder and most of the substances of the two substances was more pungently compared to the 30 seconds of the observation and the smell of the baby powder was more odorful.
Snowbird with diluted HCl. Measurements. 1 scoop using spatula. The diluted HCl liquid are not clear, and the snowbird were not fully dissolved, and it smells like bees. The snowbird were partially dissolved. The amount of HCl was increased due to the absorption of snowbird and it smells like pigs.
Paracetamol with diluted HCl. Measurements. 2 scoops of paracetamol using spatula. And 0.6 ml of diluted HCl and added another 0.6 ml of diluted HCl. After 30 seconds of observation, the smell was odorless during observation earlier. There were small amount of substances of the paracetamol that was not mixed, and the diluted HCl appeared more than a crushed paracetamol. of observation, we observe that there are still crystallized form of paracetamol and still the HCl appearing more. There are caudal shape of paracetamol and it's still odorless. The amount of HCl lessened because of the absorption of the paracetamol.